Hello and welcome to the Mountain Glacier, scene of the level 29 episode of Purple is the Chosen One. Sitting here tucked in by this little rest shrine, contemplating the task ahead, which is the final quest towards the completion of the 5 epic sagas that we've been working towards. We just took 29. We managed okay. There were some bumps in the what is it? The Netherese army camp. What's that called? You know the one I mean anyway. If you know the quest, with the giants knocking you on the floor and all that kind of thing. We did very well with our AoE crowd control and damage potential. We did die once but got brought back by the Death Pact. This was on Reaper 1. I think we did quite well to complete it on Reaper 1 because I've had other characters that have gone in there and had real trouble. So the fact that we've gone through there and done it on Reaper, I didn't want the sequence to end. So with this quest in mind, because it was always going to be what goes up as the final one, I think, I've changed us back, not because I didn't think the Draconic was any good, but because we're going to need the lasting spell points that Evergreen's going to give us for this last one. When you get up on that glacier and the things just keep coming and coming, and yeah, so I've erred on the side of caution, changed us back to the Evergreen mantle, the primal mantle. That's the only change I've made. It's fairly similar all the other stuff. We've lost the cooldown reduction in the Draconic tree and our lower cost magic, but that'll more than be compensated for by the Evergreen, I think. So, well, that's why I've done that, because we expect a long and drawn out ending to this quest. Yes, I could have done the sensible thing and knocked it down to elite, but I wanted to end on a high, death or glory. It's going to end. This is going to be the last one for this particular life anyway. So I might as well do the finish at the start, so to speak, and give the impressions of the class. Because I've never played it properly before, only ever as an inquisitive. I think we've improved as we've gone along. It was a bit worrying starting in Epic and getting absolutely mullered in the Borderlands, but to be fair, a lot of those quests really didn't suit us, and the ranged bombard style that we seem to have adopted, where we are at our most efficient. It's been nice to go forward, make a bit of progress, sort of feel the way with what's working and what's not, take on board some of the feedback that you folks have given and change things accordingly. For example, a couple of you said Implosion should be back in. I've put it back in. I haven't made the best use of it. I hold my hand up to that, but I've tried. I've really tried. I think it's because when things are in my face, I tend to go straight for the searing lights and the ash to try and get rid of them rather than hit the implosion. And yes, I could and should have kept the searing light on the main bar to avoid those instances, those awkward pauses where it's like, oh, well, there's somebody in front of me. Well, what are we going to do with them? wait 3 seconds for this thing to come off cooldown. And with the Searing Light standard spell, you never have to wait, because I think the cooldown is either 2 or 3 seconds. So you've always got something to throw in. I'm a little bit disappointed we don't have a recording of one of the quests in Delira's Tomb, because these two in there were really tearing stuff up, really, really good, as you'd expect against undead opponents. On the subject of listening to feedback, you might notice, Wagon, that I do have the Scales of the Dragon here. If I remember to use it at all during the quest, it'll be a minor miracle. To that end, I've put it next to the Wellspring, because Wellspring tends to get clicked in times of trouble. So maybe I could do the two together, or even the three. The three amigos there, the three unloved abilities. It's still debatable whether I should have taken Wellspring or just put another point on evocation for the small amount that I have used it. But even just against end bosses, it's making a big deal. What was I was particularly pleased with how the build did in the one before the Nether East camp. Is it called Breaking the Ranks? The one where they all come pouring out of the cave in, well, ranks. And yeah, I had a blade barrier up there to welcome them in, and then I would hit them with either Glacial Wrath and or Soundburst, and then just hammer them with a Firestorm or this Celestial. And they were just getting absolutely melted. Yes, it was only Reaper 1, but when you're on your own against that number of things, it really is a testament to the strength of the build that it dealt with that absolutely no problem. And in the end fight, I know it's not one of the toughest end fights, but he dealt with the giant there, is it Grablandur, very quickly too. So I suppose he would, wouldn't he? Because it's an ice giant and we're all fire based, aren't we? So I'm kind of flattering myself there, but that was the quest in which I thought we did the best. Anything else to just general impressions. Well, compared to my Cold Druid, which is the only build actually that I've played at cap for any length of time, the only caster build I should say, because I have an archer who has been at the cap for for almost forever. There are a couple of things that I like more on this one. The wings that come with the class are amazing. Low cost, short cooldown, just really good in a pinch. Of course I've underused them because I'm not used to having them, but I have used them, and especially when you're in deep trouble, it's a lifesaver. So really, really handy to have that. Would take a much better player than me to make full use of them, but I've enjoyed having that, and I'll miss it. The, as I like to call it, death from distance option that my Cold Druid simply does not have. Soundburst followed by either Firestorm or Celestial or perhaps Divine Wrath, although I like to use Divine Wrath more at close quarters so I get the benefit of the heal as well. But yeah, that's like a proper dressing gown and slippers moment. That see a group miles away that haven't seen you, Soundburst, Firestorm or Celestial, and most of it's dead, and you just think, yeah, I've zero risk, and we've just blown a whole group away. So that's been quite satisfying, because that's kind of what I'd built towards. My druid can't do that. He tends to lead with a ice storm to slow things down, then the earthquake or the grasping thorns for the knockdown or hold, and then he will go to close quarters and finish with the big attacks, the dragon breath, and in his case the tsunami, kind of the Cold Druid's equivalent of Firestorm, I guess. But Firestorm has long range option and the tsunami doesn't. So that's a big plus in favour of the favoured soul. I think we have both long and short range options here, and to have the long range available to you in times of real danger, to avoid having to go near those hellish red crowns. I can't tell you how nice that is. So that's a big plus in favour of this build. The heals I like less. The fact we've gone into, I didn't have to. We had plenty of heals anyway, but there's no ticking heal without going into one of the epic destinies. I chose renewal because we were in there anyway for some fortification and this divine energy resistance. So I like that, but I don't like the fact that the favoured soul doesn't have it. So I much prefer my druid with the mass greater vigour and mass regenerate. The purists would tell you I forget to cast them all the time, so people still die anyway. But I think it's definitely a fair point that those give you a nicer healing option for the ticking, or let's call it the preemptive healing, than does the favoured soul. Did I have anything else I wanted to add? I don't think I did. Is it a fun class? Absolutely. I kind of read up on the description to start with, you know, this business of you're the chosen of the gods and that kind of thing. And it really builds up to that. You get this sunbolt SLA, you know, this crackling bolt of light that goes lancing out, and if you're lucky, I enjoyed trying to chain up the targets together to get 2 or even 3. So that was one of the highlights of the early levels. And then you start getting the AoE stuff, the flame strikes, the first one. That's great when it just comes piling down. Boom! Yeah, very very immersive. Although not the most effective perhaps. And then we start getting the really good stuff, the Firestorm and the level 9s. The level 9s, the Divine Wrath and the Bombard. You could argue I'd underused them and you'd be right, but I mean, the effect alone when this thing comes down, it really is like something's come down out of the heavens to lay waste to the enemies. So absolutely gets you in on immersion wise, if that's your kind of thing. And if you're only interested in the numbers, I think our numbers with this build have been more than respectable. Clearing crowds, absolutely no problem at all. So yeah, on all fronts, I would recommend. I would play a favoured soul again, definitely. I'm glad I've taken this opportunity to give it a go. If it was purely for the past life, purple absolutely doesn't need it. 1 spell pen and what is it? A couple of spell points for a tanky warlock is neither here nor there. But on the experience side, just having had the fun of exploring the class, totally enjoyed it. Let's get in there and see what we can do. So this is a death or glory. If we die in here, I'm not restarting it. We'll just take it as that. I'll probably have to go back in on a lower difficulty with my tail between my legs. But I would love it if we could finish in a blaze of glory and take this one down for the good guys and girls. This life also marks the first time really where purple has been grouping with 1 or 2 others, so that's been nice. It's encouraged me to explore the options of things spell wise that would help, you know, fellow group members instead of focusing entirely on the opposite. Oh my god, this lag. Now, can we just freeze you guys? I didn't freeze the Reaper, that's gonna be a problem. Please don't die at the very start. Still didn't freeze the Reaper. Oh, panic, total panic. Yes, I do know the Reaper can't be frozen by the glacial burst. What an absolute mess that was. I'm tempted to say things can only get better. That was very reminiscent of the start of the Maze of Madness quest, when I moved too far forward during the buffs, triggered something, and the whole thing just descended into chaos. That quest was ultimately a success, so let's hope for the same here. I want to spot things from range and just annihilate them. Sadly for me, our spot is not the best. I think there is a bit of lag that is not helping us either. Now this should be made for us. We let some of the people at the front through. That's unfortunate for them. What's that? Oh! Where the hell did you lot come from? Dearie me. So let's try and remember our wellspring. We've got wellspring, we've got these scale things. Now, how long do these scales last? Let's try. It's telling us there we've got 5 minutes, right? So I should be casting that. Well, every time that has gone, that ablative protection, shouldn't I? I should be casting that again. Ablative, I don't know. Okay. I went with the implosion there, but I don't know if it got anything. I think it did just get one there. Peekaboo. Oh, what are you doing back there? Hardly touched him. Or her. Oh, don't kill us. I'm afraid of the red crowns. I should have just sound bursted. That was so stupid. Could have sound bursted from miles away and not had anything to worry about, but we had to go and complicate the issue, didn't we? I think we've lost our ablative protection now, haven't we? I'm going to mispronounce that for the entirety of the quest. That's what I mean about just picking off remnants with those little single target things. It's just really nice. So it is working, this protection. It's been absorbing quite a bit. Can I recast it now? Yes. Made a bit of a mess of that. I was supposed to cast a Dragon Breath there and it didn't cast, but the end result was fair enough. Okay, now there are other people around him, I'm sure. Oh yes, oh no! So it did a decent job, the Firestorm. I should have gone with the Celestial, because that was available, but still. Right, first shrine. I think we can ignore this one, can't we? We're doing well for spell points.
Bright light plays off the walls on the path ahead. You must not be far from the surface.
Let's recast our protection. I'll tell you what, Wagon, if you're watching, I've already used the Scales of the Dragon way more than I would have anticipated.
A Netherese orb floats beside a barrier, almost as if the two were linked.
Why did that not... Oh, has he got evasion or something? He must have.
Are clearly more sophisticated.
These doors I never succeed on. I just deliberately fail them, I think, and open all the barriers.
All the barriers in one.
Oh, we were successful. Wow. Must have got really lucky there. Does it tell us what we rolled? No, only 12. Oh, we do have a high charisma, though.
Success.
Wow.
All the barriers in one wing are down.
I stand corrected. So I think that's going to help us, because normally things come pouring out, don't they, when you fail that?
Hidden behind a banner at
Oh.
the back of the cell is a gold Netherese orb. Curiously, there is a small silver keyhole in its side.
Right. What was I going to do? Those. We need to recast our protection, don't we? You see, here I can be excused for not using Wellspring, because it's just things sort of coming in ones and twos, isn't it? So what? I'd be kind of wasting it, wouldn't I? Oh, a silver key. We've just passed a thing wanting that, haven't we? Let's get ourselves back down there. It's a nice little optional we can complete with this.
The key fits neatly into the Netherese orb. Somewhere nearby, a barrier.
Now
has
is a
fallen.
good moment for the
Long fingers
Wellspring, I think.
pour out of the cell. A shape and her retinue emerge.
Recast the dragon thing. Oh, where? Okay. I don't suppose I can freeze you, can I? No. We're doing alright, though. I think Wellspring's still going. That was a really super use of Wellspring. Happy days.
Shadows in the cell she came from. A small jeweled key you have found in
So far at
an
least, we're
ancient
finishing
tomb.
on a high.
It must be useful to the Netherese somehow.
So I've just got to keep checking now. Try and find this guy, haven't I? Now that's the kind of operation I like. Minimum fuss, maximum efficiency. I know some people like to see all the details as they pop up. It's not really my thing. I'll go and examine it if there's something like an instant death or something, and I want to know what happened. But otherwise, not really. Oh, come on, what happened there? Game, please. I do think there's such a thing as casting things too fast sometimes, and the game just doesn't pick up what you've done. I think that thing should have died. Ah, okay.
Ah, there you are. Right. We don't have a moment to spare. Right. Let's meet
We
before
haven't
the
found the
chamber.
crest
Found
yet,
your
have we?
crest.
Can it be inside a barrel? I don't think it can. Got 9 points left on our protection. I can see up there on the little buff bar. Wagon, if you're not impressed with this, then you're a tough bloke to impress, because I think I've excelled here with something new. Oh! One crest. Let's not waste any mana on that.
You have the crest.
Now, can we remember where the shrines are in the second part?
After you. Now, in the chamber ahead is the Mythala. Ah, and it seems the spell to awaken it has already begun. Go on. I'll guard your back. The head wizard Zealot.
Now, this guy could maybe take a wellspring as well. I'll not do it for the minions, but for the head one we are going to, I think. Have I lost my dragon scales again? I think I have. Can I quicken them? No. Oh. Okay, wellspring on. Come on, fire. That's it. You get him, boy. You get him. Go on. Beautiful. Well done. It's actually a pity this life's coming into an end, because I'm just beginning to use the wellspring as it's supposed to be, you know, to get through the lumpier sections of the quest, or the mini bosses or whatever. And I seem to be making good use of this dragon scale thing. Makes me wonder if I shouldn't try the Winter's Heart thing on my druid, if it displays the same as this does, with a little buff thing, an indicator of when it's gone. And if it works the same, I might have to look into that. Where are we going? Now there's a shrine behind us. Oh, that's just a res shrine. There's no rest shrine, is there? Now please tell me we have at least one rest shrine from here to the end of the quest. I hope so. Would like to recharge our ring.
The Netherese never meant to march on Cormier. They meant to fly straight to its heart.
Again, they hadn't even moved, they hadn't noticed us, and they got hammered. Let's try and do the same here. Try and pick one right in the middle. That was beautiful. Yes. Go on. We saved that till last. I don't mean to bring up the XP bar, I just keep pressing the wrong key and it comes up. Come on. Do something. Yeah. I think I got carried away with the success of the Celestial Bombard there and had a bit of a brain freeze, but no, that Bombard thing was as good as it gets. More than happy with that. Let's try something like that against that Famine Reaper there at the back. Annihilated him. Look at that. Just beautiful. I think we're going to have some more people coming wandering out of here, aren't we? Should we just go in here and put a blade barrier maybe? And maybe one of these things as well. Oh, what happened there? I tried to do the Healy special ability and it didn't do anything. Now, try it again. That's what I wanted first time, and that's what got me into so much trouble. It didn't, either I pressed the wrong key or it just didn't trigger. Okay, hello. Have some of that. I love it. Look at that. Some of you sat there thinking, how come it's taken you until level 29 to suss the Bombard out? So we've got is that a full shrine or just another, I think that's just another res. Okay, so we're a bit shrine light in this quest, aren't we? They're not grouped together, so what can we do about this? Oof! Death from distance. I thought he died. My bad. Okay. Can we do it now? I know there's some people on the left here, so I don't really want to go too far in there. That was very likely overkill, stacking the the firestorm with the comet thing. The comet thing on its own would have done. Happy days. Oh. Come on, what we're doing here? Press the wrong key, that's what we're doing. Now that harpy thing back there that we just killed, that harpy warbler, that has accounted for me in the past. I think it's got some kind of a special attack, some kind of death thing, is it? Or maybe something that renders you helpless. Yeah, that's how I've died in the past. I need to know if there is a shrine. If there isn't a shrine before the end, we could be in real trouble, but that just would be so unfair.
A magic barrier secures a storeroom. The magic
I think we found a key for this, didn't we?
Are 4 ornate chests. The chest in the back right corner shows signs.
It's sure to contain treasure, okay. There we go. not too far away now, are we? I've been singing with praises, but I've forgotten now to do the dragon scale thing. You folks are going down. Oh yes! I think there's a thing coming behind us, aren't there? One or two. I think. No? Okay. That looks like a shrine, does it? Yes, mini shrine. Now, can I do the sensible thing and go? Oh no, this is it, isn't it? This is it, right. So, I've kind of... I had a... Is there no... Oh, the blue one's here, yeah.
Now's a good time to take a breather.
I kind of had a... an unspoken... Oh, God! There were some. Jesus Christ. A real sense of occasion. That's got to be one of those, for any of you who know the Pink Panther series, the Inspector Clouseau things, when he keeps trying to get him to, Kato, to attack him at the most inopportune time. Not now, Kato!
Nothing like a well-deserved rest.
So where was I? Yeah, I had no! Oh, God. Right, okay. Is there anybody else out here who would like a piece of the action before we proceed with the end of our quest? Yes, there is. I see you, sir. And I made a complete mess of trying to dispatch you as well. Can we get rid of... What? Oh. This is a nightmare. So they were all kind of standing round on there. I think that's it now, isn't it? I don't know, why didn't they come when they were supposed to? I had a feeling when we got up here that there were supposed to be things coming and nothing happened. Yeah, okay. So, for the third time, I forgot what I was going to say now. Oh yes, I kind of had an unspoken thought that I knew it was going to be tough. I know it's this end section that is going to do for us if any section is. And I just wanted to give a reasonably good account and just get to the end, to the flying glacier bit. And that we have done. So come what may now, I think we've done alright. I'll go and collect that soul if it's still on offer. Top us back up to the max again. Dragon thing's running. I'm gonna have to try and have in mind not to go crazy with the spell points up here, because it's going to be a long old haul.
Well, you again.
So pillars first.
Do you like my
Have to remember to hit them first with the debuff, the ash. Maybe I'll save the big booms for the pillars, because they'll take a ton of damage, won't they?
My invasion still flies, and now you will become its first victims.
Oof. Okay. Oh, don't die. Oh God, targeting. Yeah, we noticed your entire army. I can't do a thing for them, can I? What about blade barrier? Right, okay, that's one. Let's get going. Blade barrier again. Trying to hit the thing at the same time as hitting these people, and it's proving difficult. Yes, okay, come on. Debuff first. Oh, we've got the ice things up now. Crud. Oh, what the hell, Wellspring. Just die. Yes! Oh, and a soul. Can I stop to pick it up? How are we doing for mana? We're doing well. Okay, last one. Let's get the barrier on. Oh, bugger off, you two. I hope I hit the thing as well with that debuff, the fire. Yes! Okay. So far, so good. Now we're focusing on the elemental thingies now, aren't we? Okay. Oh, what we got there? Chew on that, Mr. Reaper. I can't freeze the... Oh, I can. I was hoping to... Yes, it worked. I was saying I was hoping to eliminate the things around me doing that. Taking a nice chunk of health out of him as well. Don't stand there to be shot at. Yes, just beginning to use the wings a bit better. What we got over there? Famine. Come on then, if you think they're hard enough. Got him. How many more of those? Oh, okay. Let's get the thing back up. I've neglected the dragon scales a bit. Let's put some more mana on. Oh, I hate this section, I really hate it. Try not to move too much for fear of falling down. Let's give the old... I tell you what, the next one I get to, I'm hitting the wellspring. Where is he? Oh shit, we've got a... That's one, isn't it? Right, that's worth wellspringing. I hit everything there, even hit implosion. Oh, beautiful. Pointed at the floor. Yes, beautiful. Oh, you need to die. cooperating. Okay. Is that another shade over there? Yes. Still got the... That's another one. Is that the last one? Come on, don't die now. We've got this. Where did he just disappear to, the bugger? I had him then.
I think this has gone far enough. Do I need to
Come on, we can do this.
finish you myself?
Oh, don't die now. Reaper. Got him. Come on, stay up, stay with us. No! Oh my god, that's a army of people. Do I need to try and... Ah! Do I need to try and eliminate those? I will do. Look at that. Absolutely tore them to pieces from halfway across the map. If that isn't overpowered, I don't know what is. Felt bloody good doing it though. Okay. Now where is this guy? We've got... Oh! Some serious laggage there. This is the kind of thing I don't like on this map. I mean, maybe there's something I can do to sort of speed up the ending a bit, but just sort of endlessly respawning stuff and we don't seem to be getting anywhere. I don't know if there's a quota that you need to kill before he will grace us with his presence again. There's 2 Reapers down there. I've tried the old Celestial against them. Ah! Smashed them both! Beautiful! Oh, he's there! Come on! Oh my god, I don't believe it. Not this time, pal. Not this time. Well, spring up. You, sir, are going down. Nope. We have the wings. Please don't tell me he's moved again. He has. The sneaky little bugger. Got the range as well. You aren't killing us now, you buggers. No way. There's just this funny little jumpy optional at the end to do. And I've never quite grasped what to do here. I just sort of jump around at random and hope it gives me the... There you go. Okay. Well, I don't know about you folks, but I'm buzzing at that. Absolutely buzzing. That was good, and it definitely showcased what the build can do. I mean, at one stage there was a big group of things in the distance, nowhere near us, and he just unloaded on it, didn't he? I must say I'm a little bit sad, because it seems to me like just as we're beginning to spread our wings and unlock the potential of this build, we're moving on, because there won't be any cap play, unfortunately. But I have no doubt that this could do as well, or maybe even exceed the stuff my cold druid can do, because of the distance. The distance away keeps you safe. So I'm really impressed and happy that from the kind of humble beginnings in Epic, we've managed to end on a really high note. Big thanks to all of you who've helped helped along the way with the comments and the don't give up style narrative. It's been a hell of a ride, great fun. I definitely recommend the class to those of you who haven't tried. And just to reiterate, for a long time I got wrapped up in this idea of oh, must have all these lives and this life and those things and all that kind of stuff. I think and you kind of lose sight a little bit of the fun aspect of the whole thing and the discovery. This purple thing for me has been a proper journey of discovery, and I've had a whale of a time. We've already discovered what the Blightcaster I'd never done, and the Eldritch Knight I'd never done anything like that, albeit I had a bit of a bizarre take on it, but we ended up finding a system that worked, had fun with it. Same for this one. I don't know how other people do the Favoured Soul, but this has ended up, I mean, that there at the end, I couldn't be more pleased. Just really pleased how that turned out. So I guess too long didn't listen would be, I would encourage you all, you know, if you're the sort like me who, oh, I've always played a Warlock, so I'm sticking with that because I've just got the gear for that and I don't know the playstyles of any of the other things, just have a try, give it a go. Sure, you'll fail plenty, as you've seen me fail all the time during the course of this life, but ultimately we've had a good time, we've learned plenty, and I think in this case at least we've succeeded, haven't we? I'm looking at the XP there. I don't think we'll need to run another quest. I think the sagas will take us all the way to the cap now. So happy days. Thank you very much to you all for looking, for following along. And as most of you will probably know have been following, the next proposed life for purple is a monk. Now, I have an equal degree of excitement and trepidation going into that one, because already melee is definitely not my thing. When I say not my thing, it's just I haven't played hardly any melee. I did have some fun with the Eldritch Knight, but we kind of cheesed that in parts, didn't we? Just reverting to caster form where applicable. Whereas the monk, it's not going to happen like that, is it? So I can see it being a reasonably steep learning curve, but I can see it being quite fun too. I've picked up little bits of gear along the way in this life, hoping that maybe some of them might come in handy. Perhaps some of you folks could advise. Like, for example, this Jid's Tech thing that comes from Denise. Is that any good? Is it worth using? It doesn't say what the bonuses are that it gives, but maybe some of you more knowledgeable folks could advise on that when the time comes. We're going to try, the consensus is we should try as a henshin of the stick monk rather than the hand wrap, because the consensus seems to be that the hand wrap is very good at the end game, but a bit less for leveling. The stick one has the strike through, the two-handed strike through business going, which I was quite happy with how that went on the Eldritch Knight, so at least there'll be some degree of familiarity there. I'm not quite sure what to do race-wise. Just from reading around a little bit, the Tabaxi Trailblazer seems a very good one, but that's an iconic and that's not part of the program here. The idea is to take it from 1 to 30. So, given that we're likely to be wisdom based and using the falconry tree quite heavily, I guess maybe Asimar would fit with that. What would you folk think? That'll be for another discussion anyway. I think I've waffled on for far too long. Thanks again for looking and for your comments and support during this live, and I look forward to seeing you all in the next one. Take care.